What's going on, bulls? There's a lot of good stuff going on today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're down a bit, but I thought this is a good representation of how I think we should feel. Keep going, buddy. Hodl, hodl, hodl. It gets going up. Ethereum and Bitcoin, they went up and now they're coming back down. Just kind of the way it's been, but we know what's going to happen long term. Let's take a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin today. So 24 hours ago, this baby was at 33.16, went all the way up to a high, looks like, of about 34, and has been down to a low of 32. And right now it's back up to 33 some. I mean, by the look of this chart, I kind of expect Ethereum or Bitcoin to kind of keep sliding down today, but whatever. I think July is a really interesting month to be watching. July. I think it's a really interesting month to be watching crypto because I think this is going to be the definitive month of whether we are still in a bull market or we are in a bear market. I think that's exactly what this is going to be. I mean, let's pull this back over 7 days. There it was at 34 7 days ago, got up to a high, of course, this week to 36 something. Now it's back down to 33. The low during this time period was, just about 30. Let's look at some news. Either way, I don't really care. I do, but I don't. It's nice to see it going up. We don't love to see it going down, but we know that's what happens. But we know over time, Bitcoin, Ethereum, just the main cryptos anyways, just go up. That's just kind of the way it is. And we've had and more and more money coming in. That's what we're going to dive into here. The first thing here, because of course, the more money that comes in, the more this stuff goes up. That's the way it is. So big institutions and stuff like that coming in, the pros and cons, big probing, things go up. So 0.72 seeks crypto head while Soros starts Bitcoin trading. Soros, he's a billionaire. 0.72 seeking to hire head of cryptocurrencies while the family office of billionaire George Soros has started trading Bitcoin, according to people familiar with the matter. So they're saying George Soros is trading Bitcoin. Interesting. Very interesting. The decision by 0.72 follows an announcement to investors that the $22 billion firm was exploring investing in the sector either through its flagship hedge fund or its private investment unit. So another thing to think is this is said, who said this? Not sure who said this. We would be, 0.72. We would be remiss to ignore a now 2 trillion cryptocurrency market. You would be. You would be, especially when it's going to become 100 plus trillion overall. It's just another good sign to see more and more of these hedge funds, institutional money, financial quote unquote professionals coming into crypto. Like that's just what needs to happen. That's the evolution. That's not the evolution. It's the evolution, but it's the progress. It's the growth because Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto needs to keep expanding. And it started with small pockets first, and it's growing into bigger and bigger pockets. I mean, we still have the really, really, really big pockets to go. Lots of hedge funds, lots of other financial institutions, such as your bonds. Oh my goodness, your bonds and your countries, stuff like that, which are huge. And who knows when those come in? They may not come in very much this cycle, but nonetheless, it's growing, and more hedge funds, more and more banks, more and more financial institutions are getting involved, and that's just bullish. Like I don't really care what the Bitcoin price is today. I don't care that it's going down. What I care about is to see growing interest and growing action, and that is what we see. That is what we see. That is what we see. And the bigger pockets keep coming in, and that's just the way it keeps going. And the entire crypto verse is evolving. We had DeFi come out. We have staking going on. Those are two of probably the main things this time going on in crypto right now, in my opinion. But let's move on to the mining. The mining hash rate has dropped to a 1-year low. Difficulty set for about a 25% decrease. I myself am seriously considering getting a mining rig or two in my place and starting to mine Bitcoin. Because the hash rate, if you don't know how it works, mining, right? The hash rate is the amount of power going into the system, and Bitcoin automatically adjusts for the amount of power coming in. The more power, the more difficult it is to mine blocks and mine Bitcoin. The lower the hash rate, the easier it is to mine Bitcoin. Okay, so the lower the hash rate, the easier it is to mine Bitcoin. And now we're going for this big adjustment, and every about 2 weeks or so, the Bitcoin algorithm will automatically adjust itself to based on the amount of hash rate that happened over the last about 2 week cycle. So with the China crackdown, hash rate has dramatically dropped. Check this out. It fell to 94 e-hash per second on Sunday, the lowest since May 2020. According to data on Glassnode, the Bitcoin mining difficulty rate on this next reset, which is likely to be July 3rd, set to see about a 25% drop. That's the biggest downward adjustment in Bitcoin's 12-year history. With the hash power declining and most Chinese miners going offline, the business should become easier and potentially more profitable for all miners that are still active. More Bitcoin for active miners. Now, the miner migration, this is really important because it's not like these Chinese miners are able to just like get up and move and set up in a couple weeks. The fall in Bitcoin mining hash power is likely to continue. They think it's going to get down to about 85 as the subsequent reset, which will be the next, not this coming reset, but the one after, about July 19th or 20th. We believe it could take several quarters for the infrastructure deployment to be complete, according to BitUda. As a result, hash rate will likely be below our prior forecast for the next about 10 quarters. That's 2.5 years. So this was really a big obstacle thrown in front of all these Chinese miners. But people that are active miners or new ones getting set up, it's a really good opportunity. Dave Perel, CEO of Computer North, a cryptocurrency mining collocation company. We're seeing a ton of inbound requests from Chinese-based mining companies that are looking to relocate to North America and are looking to do it urgently. They're receiving over 100 megawatts of requests per day. That means that these companies that are reaching out to them saying, hey, you know somewhere we can get, 10 megawatts, 20 megawatts a day. So super interesting. 50% of the hash, he thinks that 50% over the next 12 to 18 months, over 50% of the hash rate will be in North America, according to Peril. I tend to agree with that too. Cryptocurrency friendly country. There's places that have cheap energy, all that stuff. However, the migration takes time and infrastructure could be a bottleneck. So if you're looking to mine Bitcoin, now might be the time. I think I am going to buy a rig and start mining Bitcoin. I don't really care what the price is doing. I know that over time, the price is just going to be high as hell. Give it 5 years, Bitcoin's going to be 5 to 10 years. Give it, Bitcoin's going to be $500,000 to $1 million a Bitcoin. So I don't really care what the price is today. I'll just invest in my rig and then pay my slight bump in electrical bill and just hodl my Bitcoin. So the last story I got for you here is kind of a big one. JP Morgan says Ethereum upgrades could jumpstart $40 billion staking industry. Because if you don't know, this month, Ethereum is moving from proof of work to proof of stake. What that means is instead of using miners to mine Ethereum and secure and validate the network, they're going to be using people that own Bitcoin as validators. So if you own 32 or more Ethereum, you can be a validator, and what you'll do is you will get Ethereum and rewards from being validators. You can also join validator pool. You don't need 32 Ethereum, but you just need to put your Ethereum in a pool where you all add up to 32 plus Ethereum. So they think that staking will gain, JP Morgan thinks that staking will gain traction as source of revenue for institutional and retail investors alike. Very, very interesting. Check this out. Staking today generates an estimated $9 billion worth of revenue annually for the crypto industry. Staking and DeFi are one of the biggest financial things to happen to the world ever. And right now it's still so early that the gains are ridiculous. Like for instance, I use PancakeSwap and I'm making about 100% a year on that. Granted, the value of the token goes up and down, and I don't think the Pancake token is going to be something people covet for hundreds of years, but it's a really good way to make money right now. Anyways, Ethereum's shift to proof of stake after the launch of long-anticipated Ethereum 2.0 next year will spur adoption of the alternative consensus mechanism and could cause staking payouts to balloon to $20 billion in the quarters following the launch of Ethereum 2.0, which is expected to be sometime in 2020, and $40 billion by 2025. Because staking basically comes from the fees of doing transactions instead of it going to Visa and intermediaries and banks and credit card companies and stuff like that. It just goes to the people that stake their coins in the system. Very, very different. Staking cryptocurrencies like Sol and BNB can earn yields ranging from 4% to as high as 10% annually, according to data from staking rewards. So staking, this is staking if you put it in, like, say, Gemini. Gemini gives about a yield of up to 77.4%. And, as the volatility of cryptocurrencies declines, the ability to earn a positive real return will be an important factor in helping the market become more mainstream. Staking will become a more growing source of income for cryptocurrency intermediaries like Coinbase also. So I want to go back to this. An important factor in helping the market become more mainstream, because people are like, well, wait a minute. Do I want to put my money in the bank where it's not earning anything, or I can just put it here in this staking thing when I can withdraw it whenever I want, but I'm earning really good interest rates just because it's sitting there? I mean, that's really what staking is. When I'm talking about Pancake Swap, that's putting it into a pool, and it's a staking pool. It's just a more alternative one, whereas on here you go to Gemini or BlockFi or Voyager or even Coinbase, I guess. You're earning these lower ones because the people that are being the custodians for your staking, as it is, are taking part of the fees too. So check this out. Yield earned through staking can mitigate the opportunity cost of owning cryptocurrencies versus other investments in other asset classes such as dollars, treasuries, and money market funds, in which investments generate some positive nominal yield. But in fact, the current zero rate environment, we see the yields as an incentive to invest. The yields in staking, that is. Current market capitalization of proof of stake tokens is over 150 billion. Again, that's what Ethereum is going to be moving to, is proof of stake. Ability to use crypto assets to earn yield through staking will make digital assets a more attractive asset class and could help to grow mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies. Again, Ethereum 2.0 was originally supposed to launch in 2020, January, but its final launch phase is somewhere in 2022 now. But look at this. Ability to use crypto assets to earn yield through staking will make digital assets a more attractive asset class and could help grow mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies. Hell yes, it can and will. Because when you tell someone, hey, I can just I can just put my money over here and I'll get like 4 to 8%. Well, I'll just do that then. And it's just too attractive and too easy. As more people participate in a staking system, obviously, the more diluted the value of a single token and the less individuals are rewarded. So the more and more it's adopted, the less the returns will be. But there's still quite a ways for that to go. With that being said, the more people that are involved, the more transactions that will happen too. The more the more transactions that will happen too, because crypto will be adopted more and more. So there will be a bigger pool of fees to pay out for those returns. But that's what I got for you today. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, my friends. We know that crypto is literally the future. It is growing and growing and growing faster than anything ever has, including the internet, if you can believe that. So don't be scared. Hodl, 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 in my opinion. Check out the links in the description. Really good stuff there. And then hit that sub button, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Hit that like button, supports the channel so much. You're awesome. Keep hodling.